Welcome to Hi Channel. Today, please go with us to witness one of Ontario's most breathtaking natural spectacles, the spring migration of the majestic Tundra Swan at the serene Aylmer Wildlife Management Area. Each year, from late February through March, thousands of these graceful white birds gather here on their long journey from wintering grounds near Chesapeake Bay to the remote Arctic tundra. As you stand quietly on the observation decks, the landscape comes alive with the soft ripples of wetland ponds and the echoing chorus of swan calls filling the spring air. At peak migration, the sky and fields transform into a moving canvas of white wings, sometimes numbering in the thousands, resting, feeding, and preparing for the next stage of their incredible journey north. Filmed in this peaceful sanctuary of wetlands, tall grass prairie, and open fields, this video captures the intimate beauty of nature in motion. Watch as family groups glide across the water, lift off in synchronized flight, and circle gracefully overhead. This is more than just birdwatching. It is a seasonal celebration of life, rhythm, and migration that marks the arrival of spring in southern Ontario. Whether you're a nature lover, photographer, or simply seeking a moment of calm and wonder, the Tundra Swan migration at Aylmer is an unforgettable experience that connects us to the wild heart of the natural world. Let the sound of wings and water carry you into this magical moment of renewal.
Build it in my territory. So they built this airport as an airport training base in the Second World War. That the pavement that you drove down on, that used to be a taxi run for the planes.
Okay. Oh my.
And that out there used to be a taxi run for the planes. And they would get out there, come straight across here, to fly all over Lake Erie to drop bombs and practice their shooting. They did that up to about 1948, when the federal government said the war's over, and they dismantled. And by 1963 it was vacant. The government gave that to the province of Ontario. They said, what do you want us to do with it? We'll make a bird stand. So what they did was they dug out all the asphalt that's right out there. And once they dug the asphalt out, there was clay underneath the runways. And that accumulated the water. So we already had the birds flying over. Now we got the water. They started to drop in. Nobody knew who they were and what they're doing. Nobody invited them. They just came on their own.
Wow.
So we found out what they are, found out what they're doing. They like tundra environments, open landscape. So we cut all the trees out, we cut out the shrubs, and that's a tundra setting. So they're flying over us anyways. They now have open water and a tundra setting, and they came. Now, we found out that they don't put on weight when they're in the wintering grounds. They do that when they're on their migration route. We started feeding corn. That's that yellow ribbon.
Oh, there's corn. Okay.
And so now you've got a bird that flew overhead, now has water, now has food, and they bring their young with them because they got to learn how to migrate in the distance. So it became repetitious, and so we get this every March.
Wow. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. You're welcome.
But we see some swans in Lake of Ontario. Are they the same swans?
You do get a few. These are tundra swans. Yeah, tundra, Arctic, high north. But Toronto has a lot of mute swans. Now that's the European swan that we should get rid of.
It's bigger, right?
Bigger,
Much bigger.
meaner,
Oh, yeah, aggressive.
and because of both of those, they eat by pulling the roots, pulling the plant right out by the roots. So the vegetation doesn't regrow quickly. And if another bird gets into their nesting territory, or a young child, the adults will attack.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
Oh, yeah,
They don't
very
belong.
aggressive.
They don't belong here, but they were a gift from the Crown of England,
Really?
called the Royal Blues.
Really?
And nobody can harm the darn
royals.
things because they're the Royal Blues without a permit.
No.
But we got even.
How's that?
We gave a gift of Canada geese to the Crown of England, and now the Canada geese.
Good point.
Is there some trumpeter?
Across here, they will migrate. It's a lot of energy. And they only go as far south as they need. But they're not. They're all the same. Like the ones in Alberta, the ones in British Columbia.